Thank you, Babarji, for this opportunity. I think this situation, global situation itself is very complicated. We started with a pandemic which has had a crippling effect on our economy. Then suddenly there is a Russian invasion of Ukraine. It is creating a major problem in supply chain disturbance. It is also creating problems with oil price rise all over the world, hyperinflation. A lot of countries are already facing social unrest due to economic hardship faced by the people. So therefore we have to draw very tough lessons from the predicament of other countries. Secondly, this Russian invasion of Ukraine has also proved that the United Nations as an organ has been totally ineffective, weak, powerless organ, and this organization is completely ineffective to safeguard the territorial integrity and sovereignty of smaller countries. It has been reduced to a debating club of members where accusations and counter accusations are hurled at each other. So therefore I think we should not rely on UN to safeguard our national interest or our sovereignty anymore. We have to do it ourselves. We have to have good relations with our two neighbors, because the security related sensitivities of India and China is going to impinge us very hard and very deep in the long term. As far as our foreign policy is concerned, we have survived as a sovereign nation for more than nearly 300 years, precisely because of the correct handling of foreign policy. Prithvi Narayan Shah the Great said that we are a yam between two boulders, but we are no longer only a yam between two boulders. There are three boulders now: India, China, and the United States. And US, we established diplomatic relations with the United States before we did with India and China, which is a very strange attribute of Nepal's foreign policy history. And it has supported us in our education and health sector primarily, also with training of the army and the police, etc. We need good relations with the United States, but we should be careful not to rough feathers with our two neighbors while dealing with a third party, because that, if anything, that Ukraine has taught us, that we should be very careful about the security related sensitivities of our immediate neighbors. It's a tricky situation, but Nepal is not the only country that is facing this kind of a situation at the moment. I think major powers want you to take sides. They are not happy with you if you are neutral to everybody. But I am not saying we should be completely neutral. We should be completely non-aligned, but we should also be forceful for non-alignment. We have to ensure that our soil is not being misused by any inimical elements to our friendly countries. We should not be reduced to a boxing ring where these competing forces come and box at each other. So I think we should take benefit out of their rivalry in terms of our economic development, in terms of our infrastructure development. But we have largely been unable to do so because of our own internal political wrangling, because of our own instability, because of the lack of coordination and communication between our related ministries. For instance, in major diplomatic dealings and financial dealings and major contracts being awarded and being withdrawn, we have seen lately that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is hardly consulted, and the Foreign Ministry is only kept as a post office. I think we need a larger role for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that it should be part of every bilateral and multilateral negotiations that other ministries conduct on behalf of the government of Nepal with foreign nations. I think that those kind of corrections and those kind of improvements need to be done at the earliest. Otherwise, as I mentioned just a while ago, that this current global disorder is becoming nasty and very difficult for small countries like Nepal.